Thanks, Brian. One of the issues that has been mentioned and that continues to get mentioned in the emails that I'm receiving from the constituents, I represent the 88th District. And in the 88th District, we have many seniors as well as young people who are just starting out. And that's the issue that I wanted to address dealing with the tax plan. The issue of parents with young children. It's not too many years ago when I was paying that bill for daycare. My children are in school at this point in time, but the staggering numbers of 2/3 of Pennsylvania children under the age of 5 live with parents that necessitate the need for daycare. So we're talking about so many of our families in our districts. Childcare consumes 1/3 of the median wages for a family of 4. I remember when we had the relief when our children were old enough that were in school and did not require daycare. I know how much that counted and how excited we were that we did not have that expense. I couldn't imagine paying 6.6% more on that bill for my children to have a safe place to be cared for, because that's what parents want. They want some place where they can leave their children, they feel their children will be safe, they feel their children will be well taken care of until they can be back in their own care. But people have to work. Families have to survive. In order to do so, they need to have that feeling that they have their children in a place that they can relax at work, do their job, and get it done with. But if you can't afford good daycare and you have 6.6% more in costs, that hits the bottom line. In some cases, it deals with the fact that some people's salaries are not what the daycare would require. So do we want people out there working and doing a good job in our communities, or do we want to be able to have safe childcare so that the individuals can do their jobs and care for their children? Childcare, we talk about education. It's the biggest issue in the budget. When I hear from folks in the 88th, we always talk about pre-K. We always talk about early childhood education. This is where it starts. And if we can't afford to have good early childhood education, can't have daycare, can't have pre-K, all of these issues are something that a parent uses to make sure their child will grow up and develop and learn as they should. The ability for us to have the economic stability of folks working and the ability with those taxes to have added costs, because these are the folks, when the budget was addressed, the governor made the statement that we are looking at the middle income. This budget does not help the middle income. These are the folks that are emailing me and telling me that this is not helping them, because I had an individual email me. Not only was she paying for tuition for her daughter in college, she was also paying for a mother with Alzheimer's. So between those two, she added up the math problem that went along with that. What went with that was her salary was staying the same, but the costs were going up. She's middle income. She's the one that the governor said this was going to help. And I highly disagree with the fact that these taxes are helping that woman and many of the others in the 88th that will be detrimentally harmed by these increase in taxes.